was so old. Then they found out the plane had been used in 1980 in the failed attempt to rescue the American hostages in Iran. Somebody thought it was a fitting piece of American history to carry the men to their secret meeting with the President of the United States.
The terrorist leader who struck our nation on 9/11 will never threaten America again.
President Obama was making a speech at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and he met with the Bin Laden team privately. All of the men would receive a Silver Star for valor. Did the president ask you guys which ones of you had shot Osama Bin Laden?
Yeah, he asked who was the one, and we told him we wouldn't tell him.
You wouldn't tell him? Why not?
Pulling a trigger is easy. You know, a couple pounds of pressure on your trigger finger, and I've done it millions of times, and it's not that hard. You know, so it's not about who that one person was. It's who, you know, it's about the team, or the helicopter pilots, or the intel folks that teed this whole thing up. Who cares who the one person is? It doesn't matter.
I wonder, in writing this book, whether you're worried that some of your fellow SEALs will be angry with you.
Now, I've had nothing but an outpouring of support from the guys who know me. To quote one of my friends, he said, "Hey, if anybody can tell this story and do it right, it's you." And I'm not taking that and trying to toot my own horn. They know I'm doing it right.
You say in the preface to the book that if a reader is looking for secrets, this isn't their book.
No, absolutely not. I'm not talking secrets. I'm not talking tactics. I don't even get into any of that stuff. But I really try and give the reader a sense of what it's like to be there.
Publicly, the Pentagon is not happy about No Easy Day. They have a differing account of Bin Laden's final minutes, saying that he was first shot when the SEALs were inside his bedroom.
This book...
Spokesman George Little said last week that Owen signed a secrecy agreement as a SEAL and should have submitted his book for editing by the government.
And the author is in material breach of his secrecy agreements with the United States government.
We believe that sensitive and classified information is contained in the book. I don't think I could be any clearer than that.
But Owen insists there is nothing in the book that compromises the secrets of the United States or the safety of the SEALs. And there was one more thing that he wanted to say. The release of the book was timed to the anniversary of 9/11.
My worry from the beginning is, you know, it's a political season. This book is not political whatsoever. It doesn't badmouth either party, and we specifically chose September 11th to keep it out of the politics. You know, if these crazies on either side of the aisle want to make it political, shame on them.
The Bin Laden raid was Mark Owen's last. A few months later, he went to New York and saw Ground Zero for the first time.
Our team played a small little piece. Some people would argue bigger, but, you know, to us it's we were just doing our jobs, not a big deal. We were just lucky to be at the right place at the right time. But then going to New York and where the World Trade Centers stood at one point, and it just very, very emotional.
Nearly 3,000 people were killed right there alone.
It was emotional, and it was like, you know what, it was ready to move on, full circle.
Your team had avenged those deaths.
Absolutely.
When word of the book No Easy Day came out last month, a cable news channel learned Mark Owen's real name and reported it. Since then, others have reported his name. We will not. Owen intends to donate most of the profits from the book to charities that support families of fallen troops. He wanted us to know that he thinks of what he's written as a public service to get the history straight and as a tribute to every Navy SEAL wherever they may be serving tonight.